Hello. Okay. Okay. I think this is okay. I think this is working. I've never done live before. My camera has stopped working on the live chat or whatever I was doing. The other app that I was using for some reason, every time I open it up, it crashes on me for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but I found an alternative thing, and I have no idea how I found this page. But I think it's recording anyway. So I'm back in London and I didn't die on the plane, unfortunately. I made a lovely video about how I was hoping that I was going to die because I wanted to die on Halloween, and then I was going on an airplane. So I made a lovely video about that, and then I don't know, it crashed and I lost it. But I'm alive, unfortunately, and I'm in back in UK, and it's nice and rainy, of course. Um, but yes, I had a lovely holiday. That was a really, really good holiday, and I feel so much better after that because, okay, I spent about £200 more than I usually spent, and the reason why I did that is because the holiday that I spent on LA was like a lot of money. I don't know how much I spent, probably about £2,000, and yeah, it was worth it because I believed that I needed to go there and just find out what LA was like. It was awful. But yeah, usually I spent like £500 on holidays, and well, this time I spent 750, and it was so much better, and the food was amazing. And yeah, I'm going to go for that kind of budget in future, or maybe higher. Higher would be better. But yeah, it made a big difference, and it wasn't like it was Ibiza. I thought it was like a party town, but okay, I knew that it was closing down in October. I think that's the hotel itself actually permanently closed down for the summer or for the winter on the day we left. So you know, we were the last people to leave the hotel, and my mum, being as annoying as possible, tried to stay in the room for as long as possible, even though the cleaners were clearly outside wanting to get in. Um, but yes, she has been frustrating to me all the holiday, and you don't know how annoying it is because it's not just one little thing, it's like lots and lots of little annoying things, you know, like there's a sun cream bottle that we want to throw away, and my mum would go round to all the people on the beach saying, do you have any scissors, do you have any scissors, I want to open this up so I can get the last drop of sun cream. And it's so embarrassing, like no one's going to be going sunbathing and having a pair of scissors in their bag. But yeah, she's the sort of person that does this, and then someone comes selling something, you know, you don't want it, you know, you don't want it, but she wants to have this as an excuse to have a big long half an hour conversation with someone who's literally just going to be going, you want to buy this, do you want to buy it, you buy this, and then you can't get rid of them. It's like a pigeon who you've given loads and loads of food to, and you want to get rid of them, and my mom's just talking. He wasn't talking because he likes her, but she just doesn't understand things. You know, the more I think about it, you know, if you saw the toothbrush that she took on holiday, it was like this horrible, disgusting. Well, it was a toothbrush that clearly should have been thrown away. I don't think even if it was brand new, I would have used it because it was horrible. And she was like, "Oh, I want to take it on holiday so I can throw it away afterwards." It's like, I know, but you have to look after your teeth. You're not going to be able to look after your teeth with that brush that's all broken. And they even gave us a second toothbrush in the hotel. I was like, oh, that's nice. They don't usually give toothbrushes in hotels. Okay, it wasn't very nice, but it was like twice as nice as the one that she had, even though it was like one of these throwaway ones that you're supposed to just use once and throw away. But she still refused to use this nice throwaway toothbrush because she still wanted to use the ugly throwaway toothbrush. And oh, it's some of the stuff she does is just it's absolutely insane, and I can't believe that I'm related to her. I can't. She's a complete nutbag. And the thing is, if you tell people that, some people just don't see it, and they'll just think that I'm the bad one for insulting her in the ways that I do. But you know, I feel like I'm never going to like her. Okay, she does act like my past life as a K woman, but I will never like her because in reality I'm not like that. And my sister will never like her because I do think she was Queen Margaret in the past, and okay, I think she was quite a selfish queen, and I think that explains how she is. You know, she's not very good at doing things for herself. But then again, if you were a queen in your past life, you probably never had to do things for yourself. You know, you had servants and, you know, a bunch of people that do things for you. And because the females weren't ever taught anything, it was always the males that run stuff. You know, I don't know what Queen Margaret was like, but I she might have been intelligent for her time, and likewise Sophie might be intelligent for someone back then. But yeah, in today's standards, she's just a normal girl who doesn't listen to anything that I say. but I think that's typical of people back then as well. But yes, anyway, I noticed that Big Brother has now gone back to, well, the Big Brother UK has now gone back to the 4, and I'm just going to see it as a good thing because I don't want to be on, like, ITV is a big channel and it's bigger than Channel 4 and Channel 5, but ITV2, that's like not bigger. I think in order it's BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, or ITV One, ITV, and then Channel 4, Channel 5. BBC One is more about documentaries though, so I don't know how. I don't think I'd be right for BBC One or BBC Two, but um, I don't know. It's quite a serious thing, whereas I think ITV is more about a fun thing, and I think a test needs to come to the world, and I think it first needs to be seen as a bit more of a more of a test or more of a fun thing, but it's going to be a test. But yeah, I don't want to be on the show for my own sake. I wanted to be on the show for my own sake years ago when I was happy, when I wanted to just go in there and have a good time and just say, hello, hi, and show who I was. And then I found out I was God, and then I just kind of wanted to just go on there and tell people that I'm God. And if I would have gone on a show that 10 years ago, I would have just been such a different person to how I'm going to be now. Now if I go on, I am going to be talking about making jokes about suicide the whole time, and I'm going to be saying how much I hate the world. And okay, it'll probably be better to not put too much focus on me because I'm going to be so negative about everything I am. But I feel like you've done this to me because you've ignored me for so long, and I'm just really, really frustrated. And I don't know what's going on with the UK one because I don't want to be in some mini show. If you think about how many billions of pounds have gone into the music industry, every single song seems to link to me in different ways. It seems to have a whole mound of film industry. Although I was worried about the film industry, saying if the population does halve soon, or more than that, I hate the world so bloody much that I really just don't give a shit. I feel like the world in the past was so bad because God had to live a life as a cave woman, Eve, someone who was mistreated and well, not mistreated, but yeah, she was mistreated. I mean, everyone was like animals back then, and she had a horrible life. And if you've had a horrible, sad life, I know that God would think back to her life as a cave woman and just be like, well, at least you didn't have that happen to you. At least your parents weren't animals that probably did beat I don't know, hit you, or that was just normal behavior back then, like hitting people or whatever. How you say hi, bang on the head or something. Like, I can imagine that's how Neanderthals would have greeted each other. And if you've had a shitty, horrible life, you can think back to how God's life would have been back then as this cave woman that had literally nothing. Even if you had the most terriblest things happen to you, well, where have you lived? Have you lived in a proper house? Have you had like any kind of goodness to you? Well, that probably wouldn't have happened to her. So I feel like God would feel it hard to feel sorry for you because she's had a horrible life. And I feel like the same thing is happening in this life. I'm going to find it so hard to feel sorry or sympathy for people because I'm going to think back of what the life I've had and the things that I've been forced to go through. Okay, I have more than the average person on the streets and stuff, but I'm doing a lot more stuff. I'm supposed, my higher self seems to be inspiring all sorts of films, all sorts of music, and I seem to be doing so much. And yet when I'm looking around to find out what people are actually doing for me as a human, I just feel like no one's doing anything for me as a human. And I don't understand why. And I can it's easy to say, okay, they don't care about me and stuff. And then I get confused because I feel like Eminem does, and he's angry and wanting revenge for what's happened to me. I feel like that's a strong message that he's saying, but he's still ignoring me, and it's just like, well, why are you still ignoring me? I don't know. Why don't you just put me on a show? And then I've told people from the beginning that I want to be on Big Brother, and you haven't done this. So it's been 10 years and you still haven't done it. And then there's like a small hint of hope that I'm going to be on something like that because there's a show coming up, and it's on ITV. That means it'll be easier to get on. And I'm thinking, I'm God. Why do I have to be wanting to go on this show just because it's going to be on ITV? No one's going to want to be on it. I'll have more chance of getting on. I should be treated better than all the other housemates and candidates and stuff. And I don't know what's going on, but I know it's frustrating the hell out of me because my higher self is thinking, well, that's not how it's going to be. It's going to be a big thing. It's going to be spread throughout the world, and that's how it needs to be because it's supposed to be a test for the world. Here's Christ. Get to know her as a person. Okay, she might be pissed off and angry, but she has a reason for that. And you have to understand that she's pissed off and angry because of her circumstances. And if you can't understand that, then there's even more reason. I mean, to be honest, even if you would have come to me after like 3 years, I still would have been bloody angry because you ignored me for 3 whole years. And that is a very long time. And then just to think, well, it wasn't 3 years, it was 10 years. And okay, I managed to shut myself off and pretend that it's not happening for a while. So I had a pause in the middle, but I felt like I only did that out of anger and frustration because I knew that the singers and celebrities were doing things about me. But whether I'm aware of it or not aware of it, they're still going to be doing things about me, even if they're not aware of it. And, you know, if I'm not aware of it, then I won't be constantly analysing what they're doing and why they think they're helping them and not and stuff. Okay.
Who got your pasta sauce?
I'm on live talking something. So yeah, I don't know, but I know it's pissing me off, and the thought that it's going to be next fall makes me feel like I can focus that just going to be okay, that's not what I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on something better. But then I'm looking at the evidence to find, is there any evidence that people are going to help me anytime soon? No, there isn't. There's just as much evidence that people are going to help me now as there was back in 2013, 2014. Did they help me? No. So am I getting worried that they're not going to help me this year? Yes, of course I am. And it's just causing me more and more stress. Everything is causing me stress. And I just don't understand why you're still doing this to me. And I don't know. I'm getting really pissed off. Let's see if this even works. I don't even know if this works.